2 weeks ago I competed in Scottish Grand Prix, so I won 2 categories, open class and masters, and I won it as well. So I've got invitation to Arnold Classic and 2 world championships. So I'm delighted because I could achieve it without protein shakes and without meat, without eggs and all those that people think it's essential. And I didn't deprive myself, I didn't starve. I was eating volumes of food. Hi, my name is Veronica Martination, and I'm a fitness instructor and personal trainer, and I'm a bodybuilder, so I'm competing in bikini fitness competitions, and I'm nearly 35 this year, so I've been doing this for a couple of years now, fitness and bodybuilding, and that's my direction.
Right, and I know at some point in your career you've changed your diet, but we'll come back to that. But first, before you started a fruit-based diet, what was your fitness like? What were your results in fitness like?
I was always eating quite clean diet, so I believed in clean nutrition, but before I embraced on fruitarian lifestyle, as we call it, I was doing macro diet, so I was counting my macros. So it's like how much protein, how much fat and carbs. Mainly it was vegan, but I did incorporate some eggs and some protein shakes, so I would call it vegetarian diet. I got a great result on the diet because I was doing a lot of fitness, a lot of classes, because I'm a fitness instructor and teach body pump, body combat, body attack, grit, you name it. What I noticed is I started to get aches and pains in my joints, and I ran out of energy quite a lot because apart from teaching classes I needed to train in the gym to develop my musculature and proportions for my chosen field of competing. I was doing great at competitions, I was winning quite a few major shows, and I participated in Arnold's Classic and World Championships last year, and yeah, and I just decided to go slightly different way, which is not mainstream way, completely different way in bodybuilding. I've said to a few people, not many approved of that. They said, what are you doing? How are you gonna build muscle without protein? But I put my faith in Dr. Graham, and I decided to do it. So from January this year, I transitioned gradually into eating mostly fruits and vegetables, but from April it was fully raw vegan.
Okay,
80
so
and 10.
You've been fully raw vegan for 8 months now.
Yes.
Okay, and how has that affected your competitions and your results?
To start with, the weight started to shift because I started to bulk in winter. We call it bulking season. After first season ends, we started to kind of train harder and eat more, so I've put slightly more weight than I needed, and as I started to eat more fruits and vegetables, the weight started to shift, but in a funny way. I started to get smaller, but like skinny fat in a way, so I lost lots of water from my muscles and fat from my muscles, as they say. And then up till April I reached my ideal weight, but I wasn't as hard as I should have been, so the skin wasn't as thin and the muscle definition wasn't as good. But then I contacted Dr. Graham, who designed a program for me. We worked intensely and quite thoroughly on training, on nutrition, on emotional side. It was tough to start with, but eventually everything started to make sense. All those questions that normal people ask: where do you take your protein? Is it too much sugar? Are you counting? How much should I eat? How little should I eat? What do I do with training? Everything was constantly popping up, you know. As soon as he answers, I go on with my business, and then I ask again and again, you know, because I was worried. Competitions were one after the other. I was still doing very well at my competitions, but last year I was taking at the same competitions better placing. This year slightly 1 or 2 placing lower, but eventually 2 weeks ago I competed in Scottish Grand Prix, so I won 2 categories, open class, and I entered, it's my first time I entered Masters, because I'm 35 this year, so I entered Masters and I won it as well, so I've got invitation to Arnold Classic, and 2 World Championships, so I'm delighted because I could achieve it without protein shakes and without meat, without eggs, and all those that people think it's essential, and I didn't deprive myself, I didn't starve. I was eating volumes of food. The best part is my mental health, awareness, my physical stamina. I'm stronger, I'm fitter. I lost the aches and pains in my knees and joints. My knees don't crack as much, you know, everything is much better, and I can't even imagine what's waiting for me for the future. If it's only 8 months, but what in couple of years time, if I continue doing it, I will actually develop, and I can help lots of girls who suffer from eating disorders, because when you restrict so much, your body is going into starvation mode. You crave sugar all the time. You know, I remember I was eating peanut butter by spoons because before this diet last year, because if you are sitting on egg whites and protein shakes, isolates, or just miserly foods, even that it's quinoa with vegetables or this or that, you still crave that sugar if you exert so much energy. Now if I have a half a melon for breakfast, then pile as much fruits as I can after my training, big salad in the evening with seeds or avocado. I'm full, I'm healthy, I'm fresh, I sleep soundly, I wake up, I can do, anything. I can lift, live my personal best.
Wow. And what happened to the tone of your muscles? Like, can you still build the same amount of muscle without like proteins from eggs and shakes?
My muscles, at the beginning they were not so tight because the cells were renewing or changing. Body was how do you say it?
Rebalancing?
Exactly. Something was changing. Everything was changing. I kind of lost everything I gained, not as I gained anything, because I started bodybuilding January 2016 as my hobby, as my field. So, and I first competed in July 2016. So you can't really build in half a year too much size. I was fit, I was tight, but I wasn't, bulky. So from January 2017 till April, I lost water and fat from my perceived gains. And now, as I started to work consistently, intensively, with heavier weights, heavier loads, replacing my glycogens in the muscles, everything I need, all the nutrients from the readily available sources like fruits and vegetables, I started to see a better definition. My skin became softer, nicer, everything is just much better, and I'm stronger.
Wow.
And I can work hard to achieve. It takes time to build muscles. You don't build muscles overnight unless you're using drugs. That's it. Okay.
So do you believe that you need a lot of protein to build muscle?
No. I believe you need enough to repair. But you need mainly glucose to replenish what you burn during, and every single fruit has all the spectrum of nutrients, not only protein. Protein takes other stuff, and we need amino acids, and we create amino acids pool in our stomachs and then distribute it to our cells. So no, protein myth is overrated. We pee it out anyway if it's too much.
Right. Well, that's amazing to hear your story.
Thank you.
And do you think you'll continue on the fruit?
Oh yes, no other way now. Sometimes I do have cravings, especially in the evenings when you are tired after a long day and you want something grounding. But nowadays the world is your oyster. You can get any grounding food you wish for on this diet. If you want a little bit more isolated fruit, you can have avocado with with celery and huge smoothie. You can put anything. You drink the smoothie and then ask yourself if you want anything more grounding. You're grounded enough on the sofa, you know, because it's filling. And the main thing with this diet, you need to fill yourself up, so you never feel any cravings, especially if you are in fitness and you are very, very active. If you eat, you know, good 5 bananas or half a liter of green smoothie, you are not hungry anymore. And that's it. And slowly and gradually you would get rid of salt addiction, of grain addiction. Grains are empty anyway, you know, it just gives you emotional numbness, and everything else becomes a breeze. Just time, gives it time. And I put all my trust in Dr. Graham because I read his book, I attended his seminar in 2015. I was kind of making small steps towards that. But because of, you know, environment and children and you know, husbands and whatever it is, it's not easy to commit fully. But then, you know, you just do it, and I'm happy.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your results. That's amazing.
I hope I can inspire more people to transition, especially if they are doing bodybuilding and weights, and especially women.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
If you would like to know more about how I got well naturally, you can go to my website and get more information. Here you can get a Get Started guide where I tell you all about the diet and lifestyle that I used, and you can also download my top 5 tips totally free. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.